I always seem to be getting in arguments with leftists on internet and Facebook, and I call them leftists for a reason because they're authoritative. They're not liberals. Liberals in meaning freedom, wanting to empower people to possibly social change or progressivism that is beneficial and liberating. While leftists are authoritative and they like to control people and they want to use the government to control and mandate what you can and can't do. This is on terms of a bill passing, and I'll put it in the description below, in Tennessee allowing discrimination against gay couples of adopting. Okay, this was essentially because the religious entities were having their rights of religion infringed upon them, and I don't get why you see this uproar about religious freedom being implemented. This is fucking America. Yeah, the Baptists don't want to let gay people adopt. That's fine. You Google gay friendly adoption agencies and you get a myriad of private entities that are totally okay with this. And so, yeah, I don't want to force the Baptist church to adopt the people that they don't want to. As a gay man, I prefer to know this up front. That way, I don't waste my time if I ever go down that route. Okay? Being racist and prejudiced is not illegal. Okay? So you can have a restaurant that says no gay people out front. Alright? I have no problem with that. I won't eat there. Okay? And you know what? Most people won't eat there. Okay? And that business will go out of business. Okay? Now we have the age of the internet, where if any of your political views or anything, your openness can be up for debate by review. And so people who are adopting, and I guarantee if you ever talk to parents who adopt, straight or gay, they do a lot of research on the agency. Okay? And so if you have an agency that says, in their comments, oh, they discriminated against me because I'm gay or lesbian and they won't adopt me. Those comments are going to flood the comments there. And so anybody looking for an adoption agency is like, well, I don't want to go there. They discriminate against gay people. Okay, there might be a few fringe, far-right, crazy people, who are super conservative in their cult, religion, whatever, that support this. And they're totally fine with that. And I'm totally fine with that too. Like Malcolm X, who's an ENTP just like myself, I don't want to control other people and I don't want to be controlled. Okay, he was completely not for separation. He wanted to have a whole black state for himself, segregated completely from white people. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think it's totally okay for him to have that idea. And so to have somebody discriminate against me for being gay, I don't care. Okay, I don't want to make somebody accept me. That's not tolerant. Okay, like the South Park episode when they make fun of a tolerance camp, where the guy says, an intolerance camp, intolerance will not be tolerated. Okay, so you don't need to be accepted by everyone. Okay, and you definitely don't need to force your views on other people and have the government do it for you as some kind of strong arm. That is so anti-American and so authoritative. It's so irritating. And then these people have the audacity to call other people Nazis. Okay, meanwhile, they're trying to force other people to believe the same way they do. Okay, and yes, I get the history of the Christian religion and the things like that. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness. I know about gay discrimination. Please try to walk in my shoes and see what it was like, to have literally your parents and everybody and you're isolated from everyone else, hate you just because of the way you were born. Okay, I know. Okay, very few gay people I have met can even come close to understanding the discrimination I grew up with on a regular basis. Okay, but that I don't want to force a Jehovah's Witness adoption agent, well, they don't exist because they don't do anything like that, to accept my beliefs when their company doesn't want to. Now, if this was a government agency that represents all of America, that's a different story. You can't have discrimination in the government. You can't have discriminations in the public sector where public money is being funded and things like that. And so, yeah, that is an issue. But this is not the case. This is a church. Okay? A church has a right to do their adoption agent the way they want. Okay, I have no problem with that. A private sector has the same way too. They can literally say, hey, we want to adopt the black people. That's completely okay. Not morally, perhaps. I'm not saying I agree with that, but that is completely legal. It's not illegal to discriminate against people. Okay, if you're a private entity, and in the day of the internet now, with ratings, with reviews, these companies won't last. And so it's not that big of a deal. So I don't want to hear all this uproar and people attacking me and calling me a self-hating faggot and all this other stuff. It's just so funny about how discrimination. Then they're gonna throw a bunch of slurs at me. It's amazing how dumb people are. But then again, I don't know. It's the authoritative nature, and as a libertarian, no one's on my side. The Republican Party's not on my side, and the Democratic Party's not on my side. So I'm used to being in the middle of all this vitriol, anyways. And so, having to pick between a turd sandwich and a giant douche, is our MO. And it's just interesting. That's my thoughts on that, and discrimination and the right to discriminate.